Hello everyone, welcome to Challenge to Build. My name is Michael, and in today's video we are going to be working on the rear suspension and frame of this 1959 Chevy Viking project we like to call Mater. What I want to do today is I want to pull out the rear out of the truck because I want to focus on welding the rear axle brackets and the panhard bar brackets. We're going to pull the 4-link bars out, air tanks coming out, so we're going to kind of depopulate the whole rear end of the truck, and then this way here it will allow me to finish welding the rear cross members. Also, I have the templates cut for finishing to box in the rear 4-link suspension bracket. So we have a lot of work to do today. Enough talking, let's get to work. So the first two things that we got to remove are going to be the 2 shocks followed by the panhard bar. So now that the shocks and the panhard bar are taken out, next thing we're going to focus on are the airbags. A couple 9/16 bolts, top and bottom. The airbags will come out, and then once the airbags are out, we'll pop off the 4-link bars. Alright, so I went ahead, got the airbags out of the way, panhard bars now removed, shocks are gone. The one thing that you didn't see me do in the film was remove the air tank. The air tank was just held on by 4 3/8 bolts, so I went ahead and yanked that. The next thing we're going to do, I'll pop the bolts out of the 4 bars. We'll roll the rear out of the way. I went ahead and started sorting and looking for some steel to start boxing in the suspension brackets. Before you go in and cut apart some of your larger stock plate or pieces that you would have around your shop, what you want to do is, if you do any sort of welding, grinding, or fabrication, everybody should have a bin or multiple bins of scrap steel. You're going to want to rummage through the scrap steel that you have laying around for the pieces that you need before you get involved in cutting apart the larger pieces of steel that you would have laying around the shop. For example, this piece right here was laying in my scrap bin. It's a piece of 1/4 inch plate, and I need 2 pieces that look like this, and lo and behold, it is pretty darn close to what I need. And if you come over to where I actually am going to use it, this piece fits without even cutting it. So that saves 1, a cutting wheel for me, and 2, a lot of time in cutting it apart. So always double check your scrap bins of steel for the pieces that you need, even if they're not exactly the same size, because that was quite a lucky shot. Again, pieces that I found in my scrap bin, more templates that I'm going to need to cut, so this way here you're not wasting and cutting a piece out of a big stock piece when you have scrap pieces laying around that'll do just the same. So next, rear's coming out, and we'll get set up for welding, and we'll start boxing in the frame pieces, finish finalizing the welding on the shock mounts, rear cross members, and work on welding the brackets on the rear as well. Now that we have the rear taken out of the truck, we're going to get the welder set up and start welding all these brackets and cross members. The goal for the rest of today is I want to box this in, get this cross member boxed in. We have to finish welding the shock mounts, cross members, both sides, pannered bar bracket, another shock mount, rear cross member. So we're going to have a lot of Alright, so I didn't get as far as I wanted to today, but you can kind of see the final product there. I spent a couple minutes taking a flap disc to it, grinding her down nice and smooth. I'm not going for 100% smooth in perfection. I just wanted to kind of radius off some of the welds, take the slag off, clean her up. So that's ultimately what the final product will look like. By watching the video, you'll notice that I spent some time with my boys out here welding. I figured it was more important for me to spend some time with them, teaching them how to weld, than it was for me to finish the job. So what we'll do is we'll pick up in the next video, finalizing this bracket over here and a few miscellaneous welds throughout the frame. But overall, I am really happy with the progress that was made today and the overall look of the truck and the brackets. We still are going to have to weld the brackets on the rear. So there was a lot more welding than I anticipated. But like I said, I did have my boys helping me this afternoon. So that to me is more important than getting the job done. So if you support teaching kids how to weld, please smash that like button. Also, while you're at it, subscribe to this channel so that way you can stay up to date on this project. My name is Michael. Remember, get out there, challenge to build. I'll see you in the next video.